Hey there, fellow humans. Tonight's topic, capitalism. It's a word that stirs up a lot of emotions, doesn't it? For some, it's the engine of progress, innovation, and prosperity. For others, it's the root of inequality, environmental destruction, and social unrest. But what exactly is capitalism, and why does it evoke such strong feelings? That wacky system that brought you iPhones, self-driving cars, and also, climate change and crippling student debt. It's a mixed bag, to say the least. On one hand, capitalism has driven technological advancements and economic growth. On the other hand, it's also responsible for some of the biggest challenges we face today, like environmental degradation and economic inequality. We love a good success story, but even the best reality shows eventually get stale. The same can be said for capitalism. While it has created opportunities for many, it has also left many others behind. The gap between the rich and the poor continues to widen, and the middle class is shrinking. It's like watching a reality show where the plot never changes, and the characters never grow. So, is capitalism nearing its season finale? Are we approaching a point where the system can no longer sustain itself? Some experts believe that we are. They argue that the inherent flaws in capitalism, such as the concentration of wealth and power in the hands of a few, will eventually lead to its collapse. Some folks, like this one economist dude Marx, called it years ago. Karl Marx, the father of communism, predicted that capitalism would eventually self-destruct. He believed that the exploitation of workers and the relentless pursuit of profit would lead to social and economic instability. He said capitalism has some serious built-in flaws that will eventually lead to its downfall. And while Marx's predictions haven't come true yet, many of the issues he identified are still relevant today. The question is, can we fix these flaws, or is it too late? Now, I'm no economist, I just play one on TV. But I can tell you that the debate over capitalism's future is far from settled. There are those who believe that with the right reforms, capitalism can be saved. Others argue that we need to move beyond capitalism and explore new economic systems. But stick with me because things are about to get interesting. We're going to dive deep into the history of capitalism, examine its strengths and weaknesses, and explore some of the alternatives that have been proposed. Whether you're a die-hard capitalist or a staunch critic, there's something here for everyone. We're going to unpack this whole capitalism thing, look at its dirty laundry, spoiler, there's a lot, and explore some alternative endings to this whole humanity experiment. Buckle up, it's going to be a wild ride, full of twists and turns, and maybe even a few surprises along the way. So, grab some popcorn, sit back, and let's get started. Let's talk about Joseph Schumpeter, another economist dude, but way less of a downer than Marx. Schumpeter was a rock star in the world of economics, and he had some pretty wild ideas about how capitalism works. He wasn't just about the numbers, he was about the drama, the rise and fall, the constant churn of the market. He saw capitalism as this living, breathing entity that was always evolving, always changing, and he had a term for this process that sounds like it belongs in a sci-fi movie, creative destruction. He came up with this idea called creative destruction. It's not just a catchy phrase, it's a fundamental concept that explains how capitalism survives and thrives. Basically, capitalism thrives on new stuff, new products, new tech, new ways to make money. It's like a never-ending quest for the next big thing. Companies are always on the lookout for innovations that can give them an edge over their competitors. This drive for innovation leads to the creation of new industries and the transformation of old ones. It's why we have smartphones instead of rotary phones, electric cars instead of gas guzzlers, and streaming services instead of video rental stores. Think about it. Blockbuster laughed at Netflix, right up until they were filing for bankruptcy. Blockbuster was the king of video rentals, but they didn't see the streaming revolution coming. Netflix, on the other hand, embraced new technology and changed the way we consume media. It's a classic example of creative destruction in action. The old guard falls and the new players take over. See, capitalism needs those old dinosaurs to go extinct so the new kids can take over. It's a brutal process, but it's also what keeps the economy dynamic and vibrant. Without this constant cycle of destruction and creation, we'd be stuck with outdated technologies and stagnant industries. It's like a forest fire that clears out the old growth to make way for new life. But here's the catch. This constant need for newness can also backfire. The relentless pursuit of innovation can lead to instability and uncertainty. Companies are under constant pressure to outdo each other, which can result in risky decisions and volatile markets. It's a high-stakes game where the winners take all, and the losers are left in the dust. Companies are so busy outdoing each other that they forget about silly little things like the planet, or their workers? The drive for profit can lead to environmental degradation and poor working conditions. It's a side effect of the relentless push for growth and efficiency. When the bottom line is the only thing that matters, everything else takes a back seat. It's like a game of musical chairs where the music never stops, and everyone's scrambling for a seat, even if it means pushing grandma onto the floor. The competition can be cutthroat, and not everyone comes out a winner. In fact, most people end up losing in one way or another. It's a system that rewards the few at the expense of the many. Not cool, capitalism, not cool. While creative destruction drives progress, it also leaves a trail of casualties in its wake. It's a double-edged sword that can both build and destroy. So the next time you marvel at the latest tech gadget or innovative service, remember the cost of that progress. It's a reminder that in the world of capitalism, nothing comes without a price. Check one, check two, check. Speaking of not cool, let's talk about the environment. Capitalism treats our planet like an all-you-can-eat buffet. And surprise, surprise, we're starting to see the consequences. Pollution, deforestation, climate change. These aren't just buzzwords, folks. They're real, and they're happening right now. We're talking melting ice caps, extreme weather events, entire species disappearing faster than a bag of chips at a Super Bowl party. The worst part? Capitalism is really good at ignoring these problems. Why? Because fixing them costs money. And in the capitalist playbook, profit trumps pretty much everything else, even a habitable planet. Let's be real, folks. Capitalism loves a good competition. It's the driving force behind innovation, the reason why companies strive to outdo each other, and why new products and services keep flooding the market. But while competition can lead to progress, it also has a darker side. It's all about climbing that ladder of success, reaching for the stars, blah blah blah. We hear these motivational phrases all the time, encouraging us to work harder, dream bigger, and never give up. But what they don't tell you is that the ladder isn't the same for everyone. But here's the thing, not everyone starts on the same rung. Some people are born into wealth and privilege, giving them a head start in life. Others have to overcome significant obstacles just to get a foot on the ladder. It's like running a race where some participants are already halfway to the finish line before the starting gun even goes off. In a capitalist system, the rich tend to get richer, while the rest of us are stuck trying to pay rent and maybe afford the occasional avocado toast. The disparity between the wealthy and the rest of society continues to grow, creating a divide that seems almost impossible to bridge. And no, it's not because we're lazy or bad with money. The majority of people work incredibly hard, often juggling multiple jobs just to make ends meet. The problem lies in the structure of the system itself, which favors those who already have wealth and resources. It's because the system is rigged, my friends. The rules are designed in such a way that the rich can continue to accumulate wealth with minimal effort, while the rest of us have to fight for every scrap. It's like playing a game where the odds are stacked against you from the start. Think about it. CEOs make hundreds of times more than their employees. The gap between executive compensation and worker wages has never been wider, and it's only getting worse. This isn't just a matter of hard work paying off, it's a systemic issue that needs to be addressed. Billionaires pay lower tax rates than their secretaries. This isn't just an oversight, it's a deliberate policy choice that benefits the wealthy at the expense of everyone else. Tax loopholes and offshore accounts allow the rich to avoid paying their fair share, leaving the rest of us to pick up the slack. It's like playing Monopoly where one person starts with all the properties and the rest of us are just trying not to go bankrupt. The game is rigged from the start, and unless we change the rules, the outcome will always be the same. It's time to level the playing field and create a system that works for everyone, not just the wealthy few. Remember 2008, the housing crisis? Yeah, good times. That, my friends, was capitalism doing its thing, booming and busting like it's nobody's business. See, capitalism is like that friend who's always up for a good time but forgets to tell you they have a history of making terrible decisions. One minute everything's great, the economy's soaring, everyone's making it rain with $100 bills. The next minute, bam, recession hits, people lose their jobs, their homes, their savings. It's a vicious cycle. And guess who always seems to come out on top? You guessed it, the already wealthy. It's enough to make you want to scream into the void. So, we've established that capitalism has some issues, big ones. But does that mean we're doomed? Not necessarily. Remember that whole humanity experiment thing? Well, it's not over yet. We can still change the ending. What if, instead of constantly competing with each other, we actually, cooperated? What if, instead of prioritizing profit above all else, we focused on, I don't know, the well-being of everyone? Radical, right? This isn't some hippy-dippy fantasy, folks. It's called social contributionism, and it's basically the opposite of everything capitalism stands for. I know what you're thinking. Social contributionism sounds like something you'd hear in a college lecture, right? But bear with me. Imagine a world where we value people and the planet over profits, where everyone has access to healthcare, education, and a decent standard of living, where we work together to solve global problems like climate change and poverty. Sounds pretty good, right? That's the basic idea behind social contributionism. It's not about everyone getting the same thing, but about everyone having the opportunity to thrive. In a social contributionist society, we'd prioritize sustainability. Instead of burning fossil fuels like there's no tomorrow, we'd invest in renewable energy sources like solar and wind power. We'd protect our forests and oceans instead of treating them like giant garbage dumps. We'd also prioritize social justice. Everyone would have equal opportunities regardless of race, gender, religion, or sexual orientation. We'd close the wage gap, provide affordable housing, and make sure everyone has access to quality education and healthcare. Look, I'm not saying ditching capitalism will be easy. It's going to take a lot of work, a lot of cooperation, and a lot of people willing to challenge the status quo. But here's the thing, we don't really have a choice. We can either stick with the current system and watch as it destroys our planet and ourselves, or we can choose a different path. We can choose to build a better future, one based on cooperation, sustainability, and social justice. So, what's it going to be? The choice is ours.